Hey, Bill.
Hello.
Glad you got unmuted. Glad you got unmuted.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? I thought I had unmuted it once.
I haven't got Sally yet.
Thank you, Mary, for the information.
Good afternoon, Cary Rotary Club. Welcome to the friendliest club in District 7710, and we're here to prove it, District Governor. We're thrilled to have our governor visit today, but we'll get to that. But before that, can I ask Darren Gay to lead us in the prayer and the pledge, please?
Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity for us to come together as the friendliest club here in North Carolina. Thank you for the camaraderie and the fellowship. Thank you for the blessings that we get here today. Lord, there's so much going on in the world right now with the cycle of COVID, temperature increase, fires all over. We just ask that you have a hand, Lord. We ask that you guide the people that make decisions that cause to foster those relationships, Lord. We also ask as we get ready to get the school year started, staff, support, children, and parents, be with everyone who's getting ready to send their children off to school next year. So, Lord, thank you, food, blessings to our bodies, Lord, as your heavenly, gracious name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America. That I love, stand beside her and cry through the night with the light from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with gold. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Darren. And just as we have our prayer, I did want to share with you that our treasurer and friend Blair Hatcher is in the hospital this morning. He came down with a bout of pneumonia and has been brought to Rex Hospital today. So I just ask all of you, please remember him in your prayers. John, we're praying for you and your family. Ron Stanton, can I ask you to please welcome our visiting Rotarians and guests?
I appreciate it so much. We have some visiting Rotarians with us today. We got Pat Albert, Carrie Page. Pat, welcome to our club. And we have Tim, his friend Patty. We'll introduce Patty again.
Patty, please stand. All right, Patty Rooney's past district governor from Pennsylvania. He and his bride have just moved into this area, and they're looking to pick a club to be part of. So you're all on your festival. So that's it. Honor and, hey, you want to say anything?
Well, it's good to be here. Thanks so very much for welcoming.
Really privileged to have our current district governor with us today, Angela, she's from the Wakefield Club. So Angela, welcome before your remarks today.
Thank you, Ron. And Angela, it's probably good to know that we need to be on the best behavior for Patty as a visitor. We are focused on the prize. All right, well, and so what I'd like to do is change the program just a little bit today, and we'll take care of our club business a little bit later in the meeting, because I want to make sure that our visiting governor has all the time that she needs, and we have the benefit of as much time as she can give us in her remarks today. So what I'd like to do is call up Patrick Gallagher to introduce Angela. I will brag a little bit as he transitions here. I'll brag a little bit on Patrick. I've had an opportunity as the president-elect working with Scott, and now as president, to work with Patrick as area governor. And I just want to say thank you, Patrick, for all you do to bring together and coordinate, 5 different clubs in Cary is an interesting herd of cats to manage, I'm sure. But I just want to thank you for all the support you've given me personally to the club overall. So Patrick Gallagher.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And when he says 5 different clubs, he means 5 different clubs. I say that I'm responsible for 5 clubs with 8 personalities, but it's great to be here because it's not always the case that the original club is also the largest club, and you guys have maintained an amazing presence in Cary for a long time, and you should be really proud. I was also really impressed last year to see the strategic plan you developed because it's the best I've ever seen. So I'm really pleased to be here, and I'm very pleased also to introduce our district governor. In 2010, Angela became a Rotarian while looking for ways to give back to her community. She met the founders of the new Rotary Club of Wakefield, Wake Forest at a chamber event and was invited to join. Ever since, she has helped amplify the Rotary message and the service Rotarians do as people of action in their communities and around the world. Angela moved to North Carolina in 1996 for a job in corporate communications. She grew up in Iowa and graduated from the University of Missouri-Columbia with a degree in journalism. Her first job was as a newspaper reporter and editor in South Texas. She worked for advertising and public relations agencies in the Midwest before moving to the Southeast. In 1998, Angela co-founded Communicopia, a Raleigh public relations agency, and moved it to its current location in historic downtown Wake Forest in 2006. She and her staff serve a variety of clients and always find time to mentor interns and promote local nonprofits. Husband Warner Jamison and 21-year-old daughter Cameron embraced the family of Rotary by attending district conferences and doing community service projects alongside Angela. District involvement began for Angela when she served as Public Image Committee Chair from 2011 to 2014, having increased awareness and grown membership. She was president of her Rotary Club in 2016 and 17 and is a Paul Harris Fellow. Angela served on several nonprofit boards throughout the Triangle, but has relinquished most of those duties so she can focus on her business and leading District 7710 as its governor. Please help me welcome Angela Bendorf Jamison.
I can try to talk loud too. Can you hear me way back there? Okay, great. Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here with the Cary Rotary Club. You are well known in our district, and it's an honor to be here and present to you today our district goals and kind of what we have ahead for the year. First, though, I want to thank you for your participation and hanging in there throughout the pandemic. And if you want to go ahead and Bob, if you can go to the next slide, that would be great. You have done so much during a challenging year. And Bob says that we need to recognize Scott Schneider for doing so much, for his focus, energy, and leadership during a pandemic. And I know Bob as well is, this isn't over yet, so he also is going into that, but keeping this club going. I've heard about your Lost Sheep program, trying to get members back, and that is so creative. I want to learn more about that because all of our clubs are dealing with getting the folks back. I'm very outgoing. I love being with people. And it was hard for me to come back to, after being home for 16 months and, doing everything on Zoom. When we started meeting, not just Rotary, but other meetings, it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to go back. So I know people are feeling that, especially if they're introverts and they got used to being just in their own bubble and not getting out there. So I think that having that Lost Sheep program and bringing everyone back is so important. I too think that your strategic plan is one of the best out there. And I know President Reggie started that, and President-elect Rod Brooks has continued it and led the session with all of your input. So that is wonderful, and kudos on putting that together. I really believe what gets written down, what gets measured, gets met. So it's great to see a plan like that. You also had your 19th annual chili dinner, and it was virtual, and I think that's wonderful. You made it happen when other organizations were canceling things and just not putting in the effort to have them. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on your college scholarships that you continue to give, and also your August 30th golf tournament that's coming up. Those are all wonderful things that it's great to see you doing and embracing. On the next slide, you're going to see a lot of names, and it's probably hard to see from here, but Bob has this list. And I am here as an officer of Rotary International, but it's not just me when you work with the district. It's this leadership team of 70+ individuals. And I just added 2 more to this list as of yesterday, and they're in your club, and I look forward to meeting with them afterwards. We have David Coulter and Dr. Charlie Koenigsberg, I'm German, I should know how to say that, as our co-advisors for COVID. We needed to have someone that we could turn to, and fortunately we've got 2 individuals that have public health knowledge that can help advise the district on the mandates, the guidelines. How do we go forward? How, if we're having a big event, should we have it as we face the Delta variant and who knows what else throughout this year and beyond. So I thank them for their service and for helping the district in that way. And I hope you'll consider, if you haven't served on the district, to consider getting involved, but also to consider coming to some of the district events, which I'm going to be talking about. Now, I don't want to have gloom and doom about what we've been through the last year, but we have lost 113 members in Rotary in our district. And usually our district gains members, and we've lost 113. And we know that can be from the pandemic, but it's also from complacency. So it's important that we reach out to those folks. Like I said, I love that you're doing that. The best part of my job as district governor is visiting the clubs, and it is my sole duty to support you and help you have a successful year. And I've enjoyed meeting with the club presidents like Bob and getting a chance to let them know that we're here to support him, as well as the other 52 presidents and committee chairs for those satellite clubs that have been organized as well. As an officer of Rotary International, I want to introduce you to Shekhar Mehta. He is the Rotary International president this year. He's from India, And his theme is serve to change lives. And I know you see it during every meeting. I love that you have this banner and that you're using it. That theme has so much meaning because as Rotarians, we do serve to change lives. And sometimes the life that we change is our own through service. But Shaker Meta has a few goals that we are instituting in our district that I would like to share with you. There's a lot of goals that Rotary International gives us. And my main thing though is we have to reconnect and re-engage as we're coming back, we're meeting again. It's wonderful that you're having a hybrid meeting because that is so important as well. So that's number one. But what is always important to a membership organization, and you can go to the next slide, is membership, growing Rotary. And Shaker has a wonderful saying that we can remember how to do this. Each one, bring one, and retain all. We each need to bring a Rotarian into Rotary to grow Rotary. And this year especially, that's important. How you ask them to join, I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, but inviting them to your club, you meet in a great place, you've got a full room. I know that you're like most clubs, this may only be 50%, but it still is wonderful. So it's important to bring them in. And when you do invite someone into Rotary, you become part of their Rotary story. I remember who invited me, and I'm grateful to them for introducing me to Rotary and being able to be a part of this. So remember that and think about who can you join. We're very quick to recommend many things like a new Netflix show, an app for our phone, but are we recommending Rotary? Are we recommending Rotary to our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers? Somebody we meet at the chamber or somewhere else. It's important to do that. The next slide, diversity in Rotary is also important, and our district has taken a focus on that. We had a district committee for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I saw in your strategic plan that you are going to be doing a program as well, which is wonderful because as Rotarians, we want our clubs to look like the communities that we serve. Race, gender, also the roles, professions that we have, a mixture of all those things. So I also commend your club for taking that on. We're also going to be offering different learning courses that we have a new learning resource committee that we can come in and give clubs on how do you go about becoming a more diverse club. So we are taking on that, and we'll be sharing that with you as soon as our learning resources committee has those courses available and the people available to come and speak to your group about that. On the next slide, of course, we want to serve to change lives, but a focus that we're having in the district is to amplify Rotary. You really cannot grow Rotary unless people know Rotary. So that is your messaging. How do you invite people to your club? I love what past District Governor Lee Hudson does. He doesn't get into a conversation about Rotary when he invites somebody to his breakfast meeting. All he says is, hey, come with me. I'm going to buy you breakfast and introduce you to some of my friends. That's all he says. They come to breakfast. They see a room like this. They hear about Rotary. They see the camaraderie. They learn about the service projects, and they're interested in joining. It just takes follow-up and then giving them the information that they need about Rotary. So that's a great way to amplify Rotary. Another great way to amplify Rotary is through your website and Facebook social media pages. That's where people get information, and we need to keep that up to date. We need photos on our Facebook, videos, anything that shows what you're all about, your camaraderie, your fellowship, your service projects, any social events that you have, all those types of things, because people do go there to gather more information. And as you know, with social media, with the right hashtags and tagging people and other organizations, your message is spread throughout the community that you serve and throughout our district as well. On the next slide, another important goal we have this year is to develop young leaders. And that's through Interact as well as Rotaract. We have 6 Rotaract clubs, 4 that are very active. We're trying to re-engage those other 2 in our district. And there are the university-based clubs, but we also have 2 community clubs, which is great for the graduating college graduates. Even the grad students can join that. And then young professionals that may not be ready to join Rotary, they can join Rotaract. We added an 11th assistant governor, who is Melissa Mills, and she is concentrating on Rotaract this year. So it's very important, but I know you've also been involved with Interact, and I hope that you'll continue that. The last year, of course, students were just lucky to be going to class, let alone any extracurricular activities. But we are planning to have RILA, Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. We will be doing that on April 8th through the 10th in Camp Oak Hill, where it's been before. And you will be able to find those juniors in high school who you'd like to attend and let us know before the end of the year. There's been a slight increase from 325 to 350. We're looking at, and this will probably be the first assignment of our co-advisors under COVID, is to determine, are we going to require vaccination, masks? You know, it's going to be in April, but what are we going to have to do since these are high school students? So that's something we're looking at right now, but we are planning on having it at this point. On the next slide, we are going to continue the District Day of Service that David Hayden began. In April of this year, on April 17th, every club did something, and it was a wonderful day of service. Ours is going to, this year, actually April 23rd, 2022, this Rotary year, will focus on the environment. And it's going to be the day after Earth Day. Earth Day is on a Friday, this is Saturday. And we want as many clubs to participate. And if their focus can be the environment, that's great. We have an environmental sustainability club that Patrick helped organize, and that club is going to provide some suggestions on things to do, and they're going to help organize it for us. So we're excited to have that and hope you will participate on that day. On the next slide, the foundation. Part of being a Rotarian is giving to the foundation. And we are hoping to have 100% foundation giving this year from every club. We're asking each club to donate a minimum of $25 to the Rotary Foundation, and ideally 25 per quarter for $100 a year. My club is every Rotarian every year, and I like to know that that is just automatic. However, if you go to the next slide, I also have signed up for the recurring giving, which was very easy to do on the Rotary.org website, the My Rotary. When you log in, you go to the My Rotary area. There's a donate button, and it allows you to sign up for any 4 of these funds: the annual fund, polio fund, world fund, or disaster response fund. And you can decide, are you giving a minimum of $10 a month? Do you want to give quarterly? Do you want to give annually? When you give through the Rotary Direct, you get Paul Harris Fellow points. And it's an easy way to just set it and forget it. And I heard from a Rotarian at a club that said, you know, I put mine in, and all of a sudden I got, you know, after maybe a few years, but it seems like it goes fast, he got a letter that said he was a major donor. So that's the other beautiful thing, is that you can quickly become a major donor. And why do we give to the foundation? Because that part of that money comes back to our district for district grants. And we are just getting ready. you probably got it, maybe, well, with Mary Kim, she's got the inside scoop on everything as our grants chair. But that is just going out to folks, the award of the money that we're giving out this year. So it's wonderful that the foundation supports that. Now, on the next slide, these are important dates and your opportunity to get involved with these events on the district level. Our district training assemblies, we're continuing the virtual one. It's going to be September 18th for an hour and a half. You can just log in from home on this Saturday morning. We're going to be talking about the foundation, but also updating you on other things going on in the district. So please write these dates down. We are looking at getting back to the church in Cary in February and May of 2022 on those dates. We're trying to make this a hybrid meeting. So if you want to show up, that's great. If you want to just log in, that'll be an opportunity too. Fortunately, the church, they've been doing online church, so they do have the connectivity, the internet speed for us to offer a hybrid solution for having our training assemblies. I gave you the date for the day of service. And like I said, I hope that you will participate in that. District conference, my favorite part of the Rotary year. It's going to be in downtown Winston-Salem. We are starting at 10 a.m. on Friday, and we're going to end at 6 p.m. on Saturday. We're going to do the dine around on Saturday evening. If you want to stay one night, Friday night, that's great. If you want to come back Saturday night, many people are going to stay and enjoy downtown Winston-Salem. If you can go to the next slide, on Sunday, so that they can do whatever they want. There's so much to do there. And there's golf courses, breweries, the Moravian, I don't think I'm saying that. That village is right there. On the next slide, this is where we're going to be meeting. It is the Millennium Center. It's right downtown, and it was built as a post office, and now it's a beautiful venue for meetings with a kitchen, delicious food. Everything's going to take place there. The hotel is the Marriott, which is only a block and a half from here. So when you get to Winston-Salem, where it's under 2 hours from here, it's about 90 minutes from Raleigh. You can park your car and walk everywhere that you need to be within a couple of blocks for the district conference. Now, my favorite part of the district conference is the project that we do, the service project. And we are going to do this. It'll be the last thing we do on Saturday afternoon. And we have teamed up with The Dwelling, which is a faith-based community, which has this shower. It's a trailer with 3 showers and a washer and dryer. They take that around the city to areas where there's high populations of homeless. And we are going to put together some some shower kits for the homeless, so that when they come to take a shower, they are going to get a shower kit with shampoo and soap and toothbrush and razor and everything they need to feel renewed and refreshed. We're also going to gather t-shirts, buy new t-shirts and sweatpants and socks and undergarments to give them as well. And it's going to be a great way to support the city of Winston-Salem and address part of the homeless issues that are there and in every city, really. Patrick is gonna, did you already hand it out? Oh, okay, thank you. He's gonna have, he helps me a lot with all the clubs. And last time I asked him, I said, can you please hand it out? He had already handed it out, so I wasn't sure if I missed it or not. But we're asking your club to get involved and either collect these items, buy these items. We need gas cards. There are some ideas on here, and Bob will be contacted by Erin Hill, who is on our district conference committee. And she is coordinating what clubs will bring, which clubs want to just give money. Do we need to pick it up from you, or will you be bringing it to the district conference? All those types of things. But I hope you will participate, and because this is really what we do as Rotarians, are the service projects, and to come together as a district, it's only going to take us probably half an hour to pack 2,000 of these kids. It goes by fast. We're also going to get to see the shower trailers. They're going to be right there. This organization is right across from the Millennium Center. So we're going to walk out the door and go across the street and see what this organization does, and then we're going to pack the kits there too. So it should be a wonderful, memorable part of our district conference, and I hope you will join us. Now, as another important trip for us to take is for the Rotary International Convention, and that's going to be back in the U.S. on June 4th through the 8th in Houston, Texas. And I hope you will consider this. I went to Atlanta. That was my very first Rotary International Convention, and it was amazing. Just to see, you really learn what the word international means for Rotary. You see all of the different countries that are there, all the different people, and it is amazing. And I hope by June that the world will be opened back up and we'll be able to see that. I'm sure in the US we'll be able to go, but what makes this wonderful is everyone that comes in for it. So you can go to that website, Houston RI 2022, to register. And registration is open, hotel is open, and all those types of things. Thank you, Bob. As I end, I want to encourage you to get the Governor's Award. I would be very happy to give every one of you this award, and there's only 3 things you need to do. Number 1 is to recruit 1 new member, bring them into your club. 2 is contribute a minimum of $25 to the foundation, and then attend 1 district event, including the district assemblies, which will be virtual, or any of these others that I have listed. We are going back to the Boys and Girls Home. We've had virtual visits the last 2 years. We are hoping to be there in person on March 26th. It's a Saturday, the last Saturday in March 2022. It's always a great event. And but district conference, you qualify for this. I'm going to contribute $10 for the first 50 Rotarians that get this award, and we're encouraging the club to match that, and then the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to match that for Polio Plus. That'll be a $60 donation in your name because you received the Governor's Award, but we're gonna have a pin. We're gonna also list everyone who gets this on our website and recognize them at the district conference. So please, this is not too difficult to do, and I'd love to honor you with this award. And so, again, thank you for getting through a challenging year. And I don't want to say that we're going back to normal, but we are going forward to fantastic in our district because of clubs like yours. And I'm on the last slide, I think. Forward to fantastic. Thank you very much. I will be here to answer any questions, or I can take some now. But thank you for hosting me today, and I appreciate, again, all your involvement in Rotary and in the district.
There was one question online, just to cover, Angela.
Okay.
About the district conference. Can that registration be done through DAC-DB, or does it need to be direct on the website?
It will be through DAC-DB. It hasn't opened yet. The district conference hasn't opened yet. It will open this fall, probably late September. And we do have a website, which is, I think it's Discon, just Rotary7710.com/Discon. And we will be sharing that link once registration is over or begins. And you will click on a registration there, and it'll take you, everything goes through DAC-DB because we have a credit card through that. So, but you will hear about it. We're going to promote it like crazy. So watch for that this fall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Another question.
Oh, yeah.
Given your background and the changes in media locally and developing a plan for a club to promote itself and engage the community more effectively, is there thought about the district perhaps putting together a model plan for clubs to use when it's not a local newspaper, and they've got to engage social media, either paid or not. So there's an outline for the folks at the club to work from who may have different skill sets.
Yes.
Based on that plan.
We're doing, every other month, we're doing a public image webinar, and we're talking about those things. We had one in July that was about what content do you put on your website? You know, how do you get your website up to date? We've got another one this month, which is going to be on how to use Canva, which is a free graphic design software that anybody can go on and use. But yeah, we also do have sample PR plans, public image plans for clubs. And I'll be happy to get that to you, and we probably should get it out far and wide.
It's something that our board's talking about.
Yes.
How do we, without a local media here in Cary, how do we better engage our community?
Well, and that's the thing, you know, I was a newspaper reporter, and you just don't see those community newspapers that are picking up news about the organizations. They're covering the big stuff, and they're so limited in their reporters, they just can't cover everything.
Right.
So you really do become the media through your own website and social media. And it's great that you are looking in that, and I'll help get you some information on that so that you guys can move forward. I did see that as part of your plan, and it's very important because that's Amplify Rotary. That's what's important too. So thank you.
Yeah, a great example of this. I don't know how many of you guys saw that article in the paper about Victory Day, where the Gigi's Playhouse went and got to practice with the NC State football team. Great event. It's the second time it's been done. It was started by somebody in a Rotary Club, was supported by the local Rotary clubs. The article in the paper had no mention of Rotary. So sometimes we just need to get our names out there a little bit more.
Yeah, and they'll cover something like that, but if we don't always talk about Rotary, you know, or we don't always say, yeah, this is Victory Day. You know, this is the Rotary Victory Day. So that is, I know it's even when we do get those opportunities, we don't always make the most of them. So.
Speaking of making the most of opportunities,
Yes.
can I ask you to help us with some presentations?
Yes.
Fantastic.
So there are 3 Paul Harris Fellows that we are recognizing today, and we want to thank them for this contribution to the Rotary Foundation and on behalf of becoming a Paul Harris Fellow. The first one is Ron Fitzsimmons, and he is a Paul Harris Fellow +1. These are actual pins, so I think I'm just going to give it to you because I don't want to make a hole in your shirt.
Okay.
Thank you, congratulations, and thanks for your donations.
Right, get a picture.
Picture taken.
Thank you. Thank you. Our next Paul Harris Fellow is online, and it's Tom Brooks, and he is a Paul Harris Fellow +3. You probably already. And does everybody, I'm sure you probably all know this, but you become a Paul Harris Fellow when you give $1,000 to the foundation, and +1 then is another 1,000, +2, just the thousands add up. So these are great contributions by your club. Our final one that's here today is Eric Schmidt, and he is a Paul Harris Fellow +4. It'll look good on your shirt, especially with the blue stones on there. That's wonderful. Again, thanks for your contributions, and I'm sure you'll get this to Tom. So, congratulations. Thank you.
And thank you, District Governor Angela. Before you go, we'd like to make a presentation to you. One of our founding members, Jerry Miller, is our resident artist, and he makes a business of pen and ink drawings of locations, historical locations in Cary. So we'd like to have you have those to
Thank
remember our
you.
visit to the club.
And I noticed maybe it's on your website or your Facebook page. I saw a drawing that maybe he did. Looked like a club meeting.
Oh, it was, that was at our chili dinner.
That's great. It was very nice, so.
I just wait for y'all to quit talking.
That's a long way between the two. Thank you again, Governor Angela. And I think one of the reasons I think it's wonderful that you're here to make the Paul Harris presentations is that it's part of our every Rotarian every year program. So each of the folks who earned an award today did so because included in our quarterly dues is a contribution to the Rotary Foundation. So congratulations, Eric, Tom, Ron, and thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. A couple of quick items of business before we go. Chris Walker, we are less than 3 weeks to our golf.
Yes, we are less than 3 weeks, down on the final stretch. So let me give you some metrics on where we are. We've got 85 golfers, or slots. Yeah. So a hand there, we've raised $17,000 as of today. I need some help. I've got most all volunteers, but I need 2 people to help us take down the tents. We've got 3 tents that we'll have for some of our sponsors to keep them out of the sun or, God forbid, rain. So I need them to break those down and take those back to Dorcas. If you need like to do that, give me a holler. And let's see, the final thing is I need some help is I need tee box sponsors. I need some more of those. As Brian, our Sergeant at Arms, says, it's just $1. Well, it's just 150, but just 150. We'll be glad to put the sign on the tee with your company, your name, or whatever you want to put on it. I'll make it easy for you. If you want to do it, just come up and see me. He says, I'd like to be a tee box sponsor. I'll take care of everything except paying for it and send you the invoice. So 3 more weeks and we're set to go. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chris, and to the other members of your committee as well, who are planning what's going to be an outstanding event. And I love to hear that fundraising number. You know, we've got our accountability to $50,000 total. So the net from the golf tournament is going to be a great head start. So thank you for all that. And thanks for all that are supporting the tournament. Sign up to be a tee box. All right, as we close today, it's time to remember birthdays. And once again, we have 3 to remember. Harold Bennett has his birthday on August 11th. So when you see him next, wish him a happy birthday. Scott Schneider on August 15th, Sunday, has a birthday. We've got some member anniversaries that we want to make note of as well. Scott, I guess he does things in batches because he'll celebrate his 5th year in Rotary. Or actually he did yesterday, the 9th. John Halada on the 14th will be celebrating his 3rd year with the Cary Rotary Club. John's not online. He had a long run on the coast, but I don't, as a message of keeping your DAC-DB information up to date, go ahead and enter all that. But congratulations, John. We're thrilled to have you as a member of our club.
There he is.
And I want to also recognize as a wedding anniversary, Hal and Gail Jordan will be celebrating their wedding anniversary on August 15th. So far, that category has been the highest risk category of remembrance. So if you see Hal, know that he might be celebrating an anniversary on the 15th.
Hey, Bob.
Yes, sir, Ron.
I want to just mention that Terry and I are celebrating our 18th anniversary on Monday.
August 16th, yes, I saw that coming up. To be honest, Rod, I was knowing that you would remember that. But happy anniversary, baby. All right, so next week's program, we'll have Pat Hudson has arranged to have Charles Taylor of the ACC Network come and join us and speak with us. So thank you, Pat. I'm on a roll in terms of lunch. Roll, no pun intended. But next week's lunch is going to be a turkey BLT wrap. No rolls, just wrap. And I'll spare you any attempt at wrapping. In 2 weeks, Dr. Powell has arranged to have Scott Rawls, the president of Wake Tech, come and speak with us on the 24th. I want to thank everyone for turning out. Especially I want to thank Patrick Gallagher, District Governor Angela Jamison for joining us. I want to thank Patty for coming back. It's great to see you again. I want to thank our newest member, not yet inducted, Ellen Poisson. Ellen, it's great to have you here again and welcome to the club. We'll look forward to having an appropriate induction for you, but we're thrilled to have you with us. Before I call on Tim, I will just mention that District Governor Angela has already said that she'll happy to stay and answer any questions, but she will also be meeting with a group from the board. And so I would just extend an invitation to any member that would want to stay and participate in that brief conversation. We have only about 90 minutes, I think, allocated for that. But anyone that would like to stay and participate in that conversation, please come and participate. So with that, Mr. Tim Mannix, will you lead us out on the four-way test?
Of the things we think, say, or do,
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Mary, if you hang on, we'll see how we get things organized here to have you with us.
Okay, thanks so much.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Mary,
Angela,
I'm trying to see.
the light behind you from the blinds, it looks like you have two headlights on your head.
I know it does, doesn't it?
It's Angela's
The
glow.
windows.
Yeah.
I know.
Should I sit over here? This
There
might
you
be
go.
better.
Yeah, that works better. But then Bob also took care of
But
the
I
other
want
stuff.
somebody else to sit here. Bob, you sit there.
Okay, I'll sit here.
It is better now that you did.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for staying.
We had to watch everything backwards.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Well, that's Mary. Hey, Mary.
Hey,
So Bill is, are you?
Youth Services.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. I know there's a lot, well, we don't have the exchange, but there's still a lot going on. And do you have an Interact Club that you sponsor?
Right.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Panther Creek.
Okay, that's great.
Now, in a previous Governor's Award program, we were asked by 2 other clubs to share that sponsorship with them. And so there's a little bit of confusion
Yeah.
right now in terms of how we interact with them. We're working to improve that when we start the new school year.
Yeah, that
So
can
when
be
you
tough.
visit the other clubs, they may claim you
That
Not
can
our
be
club.
tough.
We have never done Interact. We have
And we don't share them. Well, we have enough, I guess. We've got so many new schools in the Wake Forest area, so, but it's just been tough getting, our biggest thing is getting advisors. It's hard to find an advisor.
And the students
so,
have to initiate the club.
Yeah,
It's not something that you can go in
no,
and plop down and say, we're going to do this.
yeah. And then last year, everything kind of stopped. We had some momentum.
Sure.
And
Paul Cabbage.
great, nice to meet you.
Otherwise known
Okay,
as
you're the
Paul W.
secretary. Great, great. Paul W, that is great. And sorry, I've got a sheet from, I didn't realize you guys were in every Rotarian every year club.
Yes, we
Because
are.
I got this, it's showing, this is supposed to be green if you guys are, and maybe it's just, maybe your funding for this year hadn't been turned in or something.
I think that's true.
That's probably the case. Because